A man was kidnapped and turned into a blood slave in Cambodia. A pro eSports gamer was released after making discriminatory comments about short guys. And the Family Dollar closed 400 stores after thousands of dead rats were found. These are the weird stories for Wednesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian inside a closet. I got 3 weird stories from around the world. Come on now, let's do it. A man answered a job advertisement and then became a blood slave. That's right, a blood slave. Let's find out what a blood slave is. A poor Chinese man was kidnapped and held captive for many months as a blood slave in Cambodia. Oh, it's a terrible place to be a blood slave. This was after he was lured by a fake job advertisement. I'm guessing the job ad did not say blood slave in Cambodia. It said something like Cinnabon employee. And he showed up all, yes, sir, you look like Cinnabon material. Can I see your veins? The man has been identified only by his surname Lee. Lee managed to escape earlier this month with the help of a member of a gang. This is a crazy story, man. This all took place in the city of Sihanoukville. Nailed it. This was where he was being held captive, this poor Lee, who's now in a hospital, being treated, reportedly in stable condition. Still has some blood left. That's great. Since August 2021, the gang reportedly took 27 ounces of blood each month from 31-year-old Lee. The blood was believed to be sold to private buyers. I didn't know the blood of a 31-year-old Chinese man was so valuable. I thought you needed the blood of virgins. Yes, young blood, fresh blood. Yes, you bathe in it, and you retain your youth for eternity. Ha ha ha! Isn't that how it works? There better be vampires in this story. That's all I'm going to say. Please be vampires somewhere in this story. By the way, this is a long time to have your blood drawn. It's over a year getting your blood drawn? This poor guy. Lee's arms, of course, as you can imagine, badly bruised, covered with needle marks when he was admitted to the hospital this past week. Lee apparently worked as a security guard in Beijing. Well, for a security guard, he really just didn't have his guard up. Yeah, he answered a fake job ad and was immediately kidnapped and turned into a blood slave. Lee told the reporters that he refused to participate in the gang's fraud scheme. I wonder what that fraud scheme was. They're calling people about their expired car warranties. That expired car warranty fraudulent scheme has been going on since the pandemic. I still get calls about this. Anyways, Lee was like, I will not make those phone calls and tell people that their car warranty is expiring. I will not participate in your fraud scheme. And they're like, that's okay. You'll then become guinea pig for our army of vampires then. How about that? For free, Lee! It says here, the gang in Cambodia opted to use him as a blood slave after they found out that he was an orphan and couldn't be used for a ransom. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at this. It's just so fantastic. I mean, how is this real? Nobody loves you, huh? Yes, that's fine. You look very plump. Your blood is rich, I'd imagine. Test it. Test the blood. Lee says at least 7 other men were detained in the same room as blood slaves. Oh, my goodness. Well, listen, this has got to be moved to a priority in a worldly list of problems. I know we got a lot of stuff going on. The planet's toxifying and getting a little warmer. Looks like there's going to be a war somewhere in Europe. But I'm telling you, man, there's a blood slave ring going down in Cambodia. We got to get on this right now. This guy said there was 7 other men in the same room. Lee says because he has the universal blood type O negative, the gang took more blood from him than the other guys. Oh, man, I'm O positive. I would have been second in line. My blood's pretty universal, too. They would have took a lot of blood from me. Wouldn't even give me a cookie afterward. Lee said the person who initially tested his blood said that his blood type was, quote, quite valuable. Oh, no. I'm here for the job. Yes, Yes, if we could just have your blood first. Yes, master, this blood we found to be quite valuable. What kind of job is this, anyway? Lee says his captors threatened to sell him to illegal organ harvesters if he didn't give them his blood. After being lured by the fake job ad, Lee says he was held at gunpoint, taken across the China-Vietnam border, where he was sold to the Cambodian gang running the fraud scheme for $18,500. How does he know how much he was sold for? Like, he knows a lot of details here. This makes me wonder if this story's real. Like, of all the times you've been kidnapped and sold, I mean, did you ever know the price that you were sold for? No, they don't tell you that shit. They don't put a little tag on your toe and line you up. I would imagine. You look down and I'm only 18,000. Hey, you're 50,000. Why? Well, I'm younger than you, and I have better blood. The vampires like me. A pro gamer was kicked off an eSports team following some inappropriate comments about short guys. Well, I'm a short guy. I take offense to this. Let's see what she said about short guys. See? Professional female Tekken player. Tekken? Oh, I used to play that game. People still play Tekken, huh? Must be updated versions of it. Well, she's a professional Tekken player. If you had told me 20 years ago that I could make a living off playing Tekken, I would have never stopped. But apparently, this girl is so good that she was on an actual eSports professional team for Tekken. Her name is Tanakana. She's kicked off the Cyclops Athletic Gaming. I guess that's a gaming organization. She made some inappropriate comments about short guys during a live stream. Oh, goodness. Gotta be careful what you say these days in front of cameras. But people don't. They just let their mouth run. They just run their gums, and they don't think about it. She's probably very young. Let's find out some information. Maybe she's had some bad experiences with short guys in the past. Let's not be quick to judge. Although I am a short guy, I'm already judging. The Osaka eSports organization have released a statement confirming the cancellation of Tanukana's sponsorship contract effective this week. According to Cyclops, the competitor made inappropriate and discriminatory remarks during a live stream, which led to her removal. Tanukana is one of the most prominent female fighting game players competing in the world of esports today. She has numerous top placings in major Tekken events on her resume and was even invited to Daigo Umehara's second Kemonomichi event back in 2018 to compete in the Tekken 7 exhibition. Whew, boy, that's a mouthful. With her remarks during the live stream, Tanukana reportedly targeted short men. Well, let's find out what she said. She said, quote, "Men who are under 170 centimeters don't have human rights." That's very strange. You're wondering what 170 centimeters is. It's 5'6", which I just barely cover that. I'm about 5'7", I'd say. Does that mean I do have human rights? Whew, phew, thank goodness. Oh, man, I like my rights. I want to keep them. Tanukana says that short men don't have human rights. Short people got nobody. Short people got no reason to live. Why don't you just sing that on a live stream, lady? In addition to the human rights comment, Tanukana also said, short men should consider bone lengthening surgery. How do you lengthen your bones? That sounds painful and expensive. How are we supposed to afford that, huh, Takanaka? Bone lengthening surgery. What are we all walking around with $500,000? Not all of us can make millions playing Super Mario Brothers, lady. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are trying to just make a few dollars a month in a closet. How am I supposed to afford bone lengthening surgery? That's not covered in insurance. Now, the Cyclops Athletic Esport Gaming Company made a statement saying, "We apologize deeply for the inappropriate statements from our sponsored player, Tanakana, and the pain that her words have caused people, as well as all the distress and trouble caused to the fans who support our team and the sponsors that are involved. We've decided to cut ties with Ms. Tanakana today. Ms. Tanakana's inappropriate statements in her live stream were not approved by us. Therefore, we're terminating her contract." Our corporation does not believe in discrimination or insults. We got a lot of short people on our staff. That's the good thing about eSports is you can be a tiny mofo and still compete. You can't be a tiny mofo and compete in basketball. Not really. It's been a couple, Muggsy Bogues, for instance, Spud Webb. But in general, no. Tiny people, they can't really dunk, so it's not very successful. But in eSports, the small person, under 170 meters, without bone lengthening procedures, can compete very effectively from our experience. We encourage short people to play eSports if you can't. They don't let you play the regular sports, short people. You come on to our team. All right? Don't let anybody deny you because of your physical traits. Who cares what your physical traits are when you're in eSports? And I just want to say, for the record, I'm a short guy too. All right? And there's some benefits to being short. Tanakana doesn't really know about. She's not taking them into consideration. What are those benefits you're asking? Good question. For instance, I can have sex in a tiny house. Tall people can't have sex in a tiny house. I can also, I'm in my 40s. I can still trick or treat. That's a thing. Yeah, they don't know who's underneath that Power Rangers mask. They got no idea. That's a manager of an esports company who's in his 40s. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. The Family Dollar store closed 400 locations after thousands of dead rats were found in the distribution plant. More than 400 Family Dollar locations were closed over the weekend as the discount retailer worked to recover from a massive rodent infestation at a major distribution center. Do you guys know about the Family Dollar? It's kind of like the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store. We love the dollar store. Dollar store is great. I'll buy stuff in the dollar store just to see what it is. It's so cheap. I'll just buy it. I don't even know. I just want to see what it is. That's right. Yeah, I bought a breastfeeding kit one day. I just wanted to see what it was. I don't own a baby, nor do I really have breasts of any sort. But I was wondering, maybe it comes with a breast. Maybe it comes with a baby. What is it? What's a breastfeeding kit? I had no idea. I just wanted to see it. It's the dollar. It's a dollar. Why not try? Why not see it? The dollar store is tremendous is what I'm saying. Except for when it's inundated with rats. That's not a good time. The Food and Drug Administration first sent an inspector to the West Memphis, Arkansas facility for the Family Dollar. This was following a consumer complaint. The inspection found, quote, live rodents and dead rodents in various states of decay. Not only that, there was rodent feces, rodent urine, evidence of gnawing, evidence of nesting, rodent odors throughout the facility, dead birds and bird droppings, and products stored in conditions that did not protect against contamination. Well, yeah, I hate to break the news to you guys at the Food and Drug Administration, but we all know that this is what you get when you buy stuff at the dollar store. We don't expect the distribution plant to be completely clean. These are dollar store products, after all. We know where they come from. Half of them are already broken, expired. We understand. So what? They're being stored in a place with some rodent feces and urine? Whatever, In other words, we don't hold the dollar store to a high standard. We just don't care. We realize you get what you pay for at the end of the day. What does that mean? Well, maybe your bag of chips has some rodent turds inside. You just throw them out. Just eat around them, Disgusting. Turns out Family Dollar did something. They did a voluntary recall at 400 stores. They recalled drugs, medical devices, cosmetics, dietary supplements, human and animal food products. It doesn't say that they recalled the rat poo. You guys should also recall the rat poo, I would say, voluntarily. The warning extended to products sold in 404 stores across 6 states. Okay, so we got Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, and Tennessee. So in those states, you may have noticed, Family Dollar shut down. To date, Family Dollar said it's not aware of any consumer complaints or the reports of illnesses related to the recall. They're just doing the best they can over there. They buy crap, they sell They sell us crap. We all know it's crap. Yeah, nobody's complaining. I feel like we all take that personal responsibility the moment we agree to purchase something from the dollar store. That's on us at that point. Whatever the fallout is of that, we took the risk. Like if I buy the frozen shrimp and I get mad shrimp disease, that's my fault. I don't know if is there something called mad shrimp disease? There's mad cow disease. There must be mad shrimp disease, I'd imagine. Whoa, here comes Johnny. He's a one-ball man, got his pecker in his hand, and he's off to the rodeo. Want to give thanks and praise. It's time to give thanks and praise. That's how Bob Marley would do it. Alonzo Richardson sent me a donation via PayPal because Alonzo's a beast. Alonzo Richardson upping his game, showing support to the Weird AF News podcast that's recorded in a closet 5 days a week. Yeah, Alonzo knows what's up. Alonzo knows that this podcast needs some support. All right, we ain't got an NPR budget over here. I don't got a staff. Shit, I don't even have more than one microphone. Just trying to make do here in life. Alonzo's like, you know what? I'm going to show Jonesy some love. I enjoy the show. I listen 5 days a week. Brings me joy. I'm going to throw him a couple bucks via PayPal. How did he do that, by the way? You're wondering. Oh, he probably clicked on the PayPal link on my weirdafnews.com website. Yeah, go to weirdafnews.com. There's a PayPal link. Or you can just PayPal me to funnyjones@gmail.com. That's my PayPal one. You guys know my email. In addition to sending me PayPal to that email, you can send me stories too. Or you can just say hi Jonesy. You can say that too. Also, want to give some thanks and praise to a couple of people that sent me some pretty fine gifts that arrived yesterday for me. It's Stella Marie and Imani Pickering. They're a couple of fans of the show. Have been for quite some time. Stella, as you recall, joined the Patreon as well over the weekend, which was tremendous. She's just showing all sorts of support. She was like, you know what? Not just joining the Patreon isn't enough. Let me send Jonesy some cool stuff. Florida notebook. Unbelievable. Florida notebook. You guys know I like to write in journals, right? Do you know that? I keep a journal, usually. And then one of them was a box of Florida chocolates. I don't know if the chocolate is from Florida. It just has like pictures of gators and Florida scenes on the chocolate wrapping. Looks pretty cool and hilarious. So I just want to give thanks to these amazing people that support the show. Big fans of the show. So spreading the love here. Also on YouTube, great comment by Mighty Quinn, the user on YouTube. Wrote, Jonesy, love you, man. You're a part of my morning routine, my news, until I get to coffee, and then I savor my waking up while listening to the crazy stuff that you come up with. Love it. Thanks so much for the laughs before work, dude. I really appreciate your humor and your wit. I appreciate you, Mighty Quinn. Well, how's that song go? You might see nothing like Mighty Quinn. So, come on within. Is that it? Is that a Beatles song, by the way? No, they did Quinn. When Quinn the Eskimo gets here. When Quinn the Eskimo gets here, everybody's gonna jump for joy. Oh, that's the same song. Oh, I'm so stupid. Is that the Beatles? Oh, you're witnessing a brain fart right before you. Anyways, thank you, Mighty Quinn. I get comments on YouTube sometimes, and my YouTube listeners are pretty tremendous as well. I don't have a lot of people listening on YouTube. Small but powerful group. Yeah. Those of you who are listening on YouTube, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but you can listen on a podcast player. Like any podcast player can play Weird AF News. And if you do it that way, you get the episodes same day. They come immediately. You don't have to wait. Because what I typically do is I compile and create these YouTube versions of it. It takes time. And then I upload them all to the YouTube channel. But usually that's after I've made like 10 of them or so. So you're getting like, you're 2 weeks behind is what I'm saying. So if you really want to get the podcast on time, on point, just get a podcast player. Like it's just, they're free. They work very well. They're like, there's so many and everybody's using them. Oh, another comment came through on YouTube, by the way. I just happened to be on the YouTube page. Someone named Long Knives. That's a username, Long Knives. Long Knives wrote, I really appreciate you, Jonesy. Hope you are doing good. I appreciate you, Long Knives. I hope you're doing good. Please don't stab anybody this week. Because if you go to jail, they won't let you listen to podcasts, I don't think. That's what I heard. Although some prisons seem like they can. Like in Finland. Shout out to Lisa, by the way. Anyways, if you guys would like to support me, go to the Patreon too. That's a way to do it. Patreon.com/WeirdAFNews. Get some extra content. I posted something in there yesterday. I posted like 5 things in there on Monday. So a lot of content's going in there. Follow me on Instagram at Funny Jones if you want to keep up with what's up, or you want to drop me a line, say what's up. Send me an article, all that stuff. Lots of instructions here in the outro. I apologize. It's a lot of work, man. But it's better than doing a pre-recorded outro and then putting the same one at the end of every episode like some podcasts do. That's like totally lame. I personalize every one for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be lame. I'm anti-lame. That's what I'm saying.